Alright, so boom. 5 lyrics that flew over my head. Now, no matter who we are, nobody is going to catch every single bar that they hear. There are times where you're going to call out other people for missing a bar and be like, bro, how the hell you not get that? That was pretty simple. But nobody is perfect. There are going to be lyrics that you missed where you either catch them on your own at some point later, or somebody else be having to explain to you what they mean. You'd be like, oh snap, like thanks, I didn't even know that, until you just explained it. Now really quick with this video, I'm not saying that any of these bars are good. The point of the video itself is just me simply saying I didn't get the pun or the metaphor the first few times I heard it. You can decide for yourself whether you think the lines are good or bad. You can also decide whether the song Life by KHD is good or bad.
Yeah, I'm always dreaming of me dropping a classic, but I lose motivation, they wondering why it happened. So I found me a way to keep working, I gotta trap it, cause if I give it up, then the consequences is tragic. Yeah, who making history, it's time for me to set it all. Remember father used to tell me, boy, you better ball. Can't trust a soul, cause when you nothing, they don't care at all. Friendship at a minimum, I gotta keep my circle small.
Follow KHD on their social media for more of their music, and hook me up by liking this video, subscribing, and turning on those notifications, y'all.
That nigga might have the juice, but baby, I got the sauce dripping. If you don't know which one last song, you better check the kitchen.
Okay, so first of all, what happened to this Blueface? Like 2018 Blueface is the one that I liked and why I started paying attention to him and his music. I don't know if like the comedy wore off, like his shtick or something just wore off, but this nigga is just not really funny to me anymore. Songs like Next Big Thing and Bleed It and Unpopular Opinion, Tatiana, I even like that song. He was cool then. But with his recent stuff like the whole Find the Beat project, I didn't care about a single song from that. Holy Moly with NOE Choppa, Obama with The Baby, First Class with Gunna, none of these songs are really enjoyable for me. So I revisited Next Big Thing and it made me realize how much I miss how funny he used to be. But speaking of Next Big Thing, this line right here I didn't get for the longest. I wasn't even listening to the song when I caught it. I was just rapping it to myself and went like, I get it now. So the line went, that nigga might have the juice, but baby, I got the sauce dripping. If you don't know which one lasts longer, you better check the kitchen. Now, I didn't see the point of the second part of the lyric. I understood juice and sauce because, you know, that just simply means like style, or speaking in old school terms, like swag. He's saying like that dude right there might have style, but he ain't shit compared to me. Now, the check the kitchen part, I did as one day was just sitting around and just thinking of the bar. I'm like, check the kitchen? Like, which one lasts longer? Like, what the hell is he talking about? But like I said earlier, at one point I was like, okay, I get it. So what he meant was typically in a household, sauce is going to last way longer than juice. If you buy some juice for your household, that shit gonna be gone in like a few days. But whenever you buy a sauce like barbecue sauce or hot sauce, you're gonna have that in the house for a few weeks or even a month. So that's all he was saying. If you don't know which one lasts longer between juice or sauce, then you need to go check your kitchen and see how much sauce you have compared to juice. And that correlates to how he was saying how much better he is than other niggas. I can't even describe to y'all how mad I was about the fact it took me so long to know what a bar from Blueface Baby Yeah I meant. The dude can actually be very clever at times. Still ass though.
It's been a good year, maybe I should ride with lemon, cause your boy just stay above the game.
Now, You Ain't Got Nothing has got to be one of the most overrated songs from this album. Like, only Fabulous had a dope verse. Wayne and Jules Santana, especially Jules. Like, what are y'all seeing this man? Really, this dude's bars have always been weak as hell. I have heard some nice things from Jules, but most of the time, this dude is a very average lyricist. Even in this song, I get money out the ass, that's some expensive shit. Like, I don't like Jules Santana, but forget him. Fabulous's verse was cold. The Wayne's Brothers scheme at the end was crazy. The noodle lasagna, like 40 cal, dog, Fab went off. The only line I thought was whack in his verse came right before the lyric that I'm talking about in this video. He started with a exhibit, like pimp my ride scheme, and he finished it by saying, fuck getting your ride pimp, you'll get hog-tied wimp. I'll have you in your trunk curled up like fried shrimp. That curled up like fried shrimp part just made the entire thing fall flat in my opinion. Imagine saying that to somebody. Like, don't mess with me, man. Like, I'll curl you up like some fried shrimp. Like, that shit just sounds super unintimidating. But right after that, Fab said, it's been a good year. Maybe I should ride a blimp cause your boy just stay above the game. The part I didn't catch was the second half. Fab is referring to the blimps that were made by the company Goodyear. So I've been having a good year, so I should ride a blimp. Like Goodyear blimp, I got that. But what he meant by stay above the game, It was a double entendre of him saying he's always on top of the rap game and above lots of other rappers. But he was also referring to how Goodyear used to have blimps that would fly over a football stadium like during a game for advertisement purposes. If you were at the arena during the game, you can look up in the air and see a blimp go over the stadium while you was watching it. So that's the connection. He meant game in the sense of rap game and a football game. I've been having a good year, so I should ride a Goodyear blimp because I'm always above the game. When I finally got that, I was like, okay, Loso, like that was pretty clean. That was pretty clean. So in my opinion, the quality of these verses is not even close. Like Loso's verse is way better than Trash's verse and Wayne's verse.
AK-47 make a sitting duck stand up. I could let it blast, but I much rather have one.
This is something I want to say real quick. Like, don't get me wrong, I have noticed that I talked about Lil Wayne a lot in almost every video I make. And the honest answer to that is because almost every video idea I think of, I can't easily think of a Wayne song that fits the criteria. So it's a very easy choice all of the time. From now on, I may only do it as a last resort thing. Like, I'll only choose Wayne if I really can't think of anyone else. But he's just like a go-to rapper for me for entries on the list, so that's why I choose him so often. But back to the actual entry. A few of you guys may have thought that I was going to put the real G's move in silence like lasagna bar. Man, no, because the G in lasagna is not even silent, but that's a whole other rant that I've already talked about in the past video. This line I'm talking about is from his song Hitters, which is my favorite song from the Carter 5. This line was so confusing to me for months. AK-47 make a sitting duck stand up. I could let it blast, but I'd much rather have one. This line just felt grammatically incorrect. After reading it and hearing it so many times, I'm like, I feel like this dude is missing some words. The way he phrased it made zero sense. I didn't know what he meant by I'd much rather have one. Like, have one of what? I get the predicate, but what's the subject here? So I didn't understand this line at all until I watched a reaction video to this song, which I usually don't watch reaction videos because it's just filled with people who just overhype everything. But I came across a reaction by this dude named Taze 2 Cents, and when he broke down this lyric, I was so ashamed of myself that it took me so long to understand it.
I like that. He said AK-47 make a sitting duck stand up. I know y'all just heard it. I think it's like a duck goose reference. And he said I can make it blast, but I can have it blasted. But I'd rather have a blast. You guys didn't catch that. You see, I'd rather have a blast than actually blast this gun. You feel me? I'm saying I'm trying to have a good time, not a violent time. I'm not trying to have a thuggish, rugged time. I'm trying to have a nice time.
Listen, let me tell y'all, I felt personally attacked when he said, see, look, y'all didn't catch that. And he pointed at the camera and shit. I'm like, nigga, how did you know I was struggling to understand this? But Tate, man, when Tate said that, I was finally like, oh, okay, so that's what that meant. This AK-47 that I got, I could start some violence with it and shoot up a place. I could blast somebody with it, but instead of blasting my gun, I'd rather have a blast. Instead of using my gun and starting a horrible time, I would rather party and have a good time. This line made total sense after I watched Tate's video. But I don't know, there's just something about the way this line is worded. I just wasn't getting it at all. Like I said, like, this is my favorite song from the album, so I listened to the track a lot, and I was just so lost every time I heard this line. I could let it blast, but I'd much rather have one. I'm like, have one of what? But thank you so much, Tate, for explaining this to me.
He said I can make it blast, but I can have it blasted, but I'd rather have a blast. You guys didn't catch that. You see, I'd rather have a blast than actually blast this gun. You feel me?
You ain't got no fun. You know I do it B.I.G. You can call me Big Pun, but I don't smoke no pom-pom.
I didn't think I would ever reach a point in my life where a Black Boy JB lyric flew over my head, but what do you know? Here we are. Also, if you want to consider this one of those good lyrics by bad rappers entry, then you can, because I actually thought this line was nice. This whole song was full of ridiculous lines actually, but it's also one of the tracks that just made me want to check out his catalog more, because I'm like, who is this dude that's just saying this nonsense? Like, this dude said, got my hitters in the front like a radiator, using big words so you know they annihilate you. I'm in their mouth like annihilators, bitch, I got all flavors, been that shit back, no turntables, multiply that like timetables, we ain't got time for that. I was like, this guy is so ridiculous. But he had a line in this song like the other lyrics so far on this list where I was like, okay, I like that. The line was, you know I do it B.I.G. You can call me Big Pun. I thought he was just simply talking about, well, first of all, rest the soul of Big Pun. God rest his soul. But I thought he was talking about like Big Pun's weight, just saying, I do it big, and Big Pun is a heavy set dude. So like I do it big like a big guy. But I completely didn't catch like the bigger meaning behind this. So you guys know there are different things to call it when someone makes a connection of multiple subjects in a lyric. We have similes, like metaphors, entendres, and then there's one more, a pun. So him correlating Big Pun's name in the song, he was also making a pun on the word big. You know I do it big, you can call me Big Pun. He made a pun out of the word big, and there just so happened to be a rapper named Big Pun, who just so happens to be a big guy. You can call me Big Pun because I'm doing it big, like the rapper Big Pun, and I also just made a big pun. Like, dog, this is a lyric I know Block Boy thought about for a good minute. This wasn't a random freestyle line. This is way too clever for someone like Block Boy to come up with in a freestyle. He for sure sat down and put these connections together. Y'all can hit on Block like y'all always do, but this big pun line was nice as hell to me.
So at your highest point, you still wouldn't reach my ankles. You are what you eat, well that ain't true, cause I'm anal.
Okay, so just now on the Block Boy entry when I said I was responding, I got that, I like that, to the lyrics so far on this list. There is a reason I said so far in this video and not every lyric in this video, because this Big Sean lyric, after I got it, it didn't change how I felt about the line at all. I didn't get the line at first, but after I got it, I was still like okay, still trash. So on Sean's first mixtape, he has a song called Get 'Em, and I've said multiple times how mediocre early Sean was. The line here was, you are what you eat, well that ain't true cause I'm anal, ill. The reason I didn't get the line was because I didn't know the entire context of anal. I thought he was simply saying he doesn't eat ass, but that wasn't the whole thing. To be anal means to be a blunt individual. Like you're somebody who doesn't sugarcoat anything. You're straightforward and you tell things how it is. I don't know why anal is the word for that, but shit, I don't make the rules. So the line means, oh, people say you are what you eat, but that's not true because even though I'm anal, like a straightforward, honest person, I don't eat ass. Do you guys see what I mean about how after I understood the full bar, like my opinion still didn't change? Like, do y'all feel the same way? Did y'all think the line was bad, but then after you heard me explaining, you was like, yeah, this shit's still bad? Cause that was 100% my reaction. Rappers love using that you are what you eat, but like setup. J. Cole used it on the song Looking for Trouble. In his verse, he said, talking hard, but y'all still ain't push me. They say you are what you eat, and I still ain't pussy. I don't know why people think this is clever, but it ain't. Every other lyric on this list was one where I understood all of the meanings, I just didn't put two and two together. But for this one, I just didn't understand the meaning of anal in that context, so I didn't get it for the longest. They say you are what you eat, but that ain't true because I'm anal, but I don't eat ass. And speaking of anal, this dude actually had a bar about shit later on in the track when he said, I'm shitting on these niggas like a movement from my bowels. He really used to rap like this and he thought he was fired. This be making me look at Kanye West and saying like dude, like why did you sign this guy? And that's why in the intro I said, just because the line flew over my head, I'm not saying that I thought it was fire afterwards or that it's automatically good. Because you can most definitely miss a bar and after you get it, still think it's pretty whack.
Alto, alto,